Welcome back to Be You, the place where you unlock your true potential. Today I'm going to share with you the powerful and inspiring life story of Ludwig van Beethoven, one of the greatest composers in history. He created music that still moves hearts even today. While watching this story, you'll also pick up new English words and sentence patterns that will help you grow with every line. So stay with us until the very end. Okay, let's get started. Once upon a time, in the year 1770, a child was born in Bonn, Germany. His name was Ludwig van Beethoven. One day, this boy would grow to become one of the greatest composers the world has ever known. But his story is not only about music. It is about struggle, pain, and the power of never giving up. His life was a journey full of challenges, yet also full of triumph. His music became a voice for humanity, and his story is a light for anyone facing hardship. Beethoven's childhood was not easy. His father, Johann, was strict and often harsh. He was also a heavy drinker. Johann wanted his son to become famous, just like the young genius Mozart. So little Ludwig practiced for long hours every single day, often late into the night. If he made mistakes, his father scolded him. There was no comfort in the house, no gentle encouragement. But Beethoven discovered something magical. Music gave him freedom. While his father shouted, the piano whispered comfort. When life was heavy, the notes he played gave him hope. At only 7 years old, he performed publicly for the first time. People noticed his talent, but he was not treated like a star. His family often struggled with money, and Beethoven had to help support them by teaching music lessons. Even in his early years, life forced him to grow strong. As he grew older, Beethoven's gift became undeniable. At 21, he moved to Vienna, the city of music. Vienna was home to great masters, including Joseph Haydn, who became one of his teachers. The young Beethoven studied, listened, and improved. But more than copying others, he developed his own bold style. His music was powerful, emotional, and full of surprises. Audiences were amazed. He became famous as a brilliant pianist, known for performing with fiery passion. But it wasn't only his playing. His compositions touched people's hearts. Works like the Moonlight Sonata and Für Elise carried emotions so deep that listeners felt as if Beethoven was speaking directly to their souls. People began to whisper, "This man is not just another musician. He is a genius." But just when his career was climbing higher, disaster struck. Around the age of 28, Beethoven began to lose something every musician depends on: his hearing. At first, it was small, faint ringing, sounds becoming unclear. But with each year, the silence grew. By his 40s, Beethoven was almost completely deaf. Imagine a painter who could not see. Imagine a singer who could not speak. For a composer, deafness was a cruel joke. Beethoven was crushed. In 1802, he wrote a letter now called the Heiligenstadt Testament. In it, he confessed his despair. He admitted that he thought about ending his life. He felt trapped inside a world of silence, cut off from the very thing that gave him meaning. But then, something extraordinary happened. Instead of surrendering, Beethoven chose to fight. He wrote, "It seemed impossible to leave the world until I had brought forth all that I felt was within me." He decided he would not let silence defeat him. What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. Though deaf, Beethoven composed with even greater passion. To continue creating, he used a clever method. He pressed a wooden stick between his teeth, placing the other end against the piano, so he could feel the vibrations through his jaw. Through this technique, he could sense the music even when he could no longer hear it. He no longer wrote just for entertainment. He wrote to express the deepest struggles of the human soul. His music became larger, bolder, more emotional than ever before. Symphony after symphony poured from his heart. His Fifth Symphony begins with 4 famous notes, da-da-da-dum, which he called fate knocking at the door. To him, it symbolized the struggle of life, the fight against despair. And yet, his music always found hope at the end. Then came his greatest masterpiece, Symphony No. 9, the Ode to Joy. Written when he was almost completely deaf, it celebrated unity, peace, and the power of humanity. At its premiere in 1824, the audience was overwhelmed. They stood and cheered loudly. But Beethoven, unable to hear, continued facing the orchestra. Finally, one of the musicians gently turned him around. Only then did he see the thunderous applause, the sea of people shouting with joy. He could not hear it, but he could feel it. And in that moment, the silence no longer mattered. Beethoven's life was not long. He died in 1827, at just 56 years old. But in his lifetime, he transformed music forever. He showed that even in silence, a person can create a voice louder than thunder. His works are still played in concert halls around the world. His Ode to Joy has become a universal song of hope and brotherhood. His story continues to inspire not just musicians, but anyone who struggles with hardship. Beethoven's life teaches us a powerful truth. Our struggles do not define us. Our response does. He could not hear, yet he gave the world music that still inspires us today. He faced despair, yet turned it into beauty. If Beethoven could rise above silence to create joy, then we too can rise above our challenges. When life becomes hard, when the world feels silent, remember Beethoven. Remember that strength is not the absence of pain, but the decision to keep moving forward in spite of it. He could not hear, but the world still listens to him. And his music whispers to all of us, never give up. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Be You. It helps us keep creating more powerful stories and lessons just for you. Thank you for watching Be You. Stay strong, stay inspired, and see you in the next video.